Lights, camera, and what we hope will best describe this welterweight showdown. Action begins with Showtime Shawn Porter and Andre Berto. Porter in the blue, green, and yellow. Berto sports the black and white.
Porter wants to attack carefully and attack smartly. He and his father both talked about the fact that they want to work their way in, but not necessarily stay on the inside.
Yeah, they studied the Floyd Mayweather fight with Andre Berto, and they talked about taking a few notes on that fight. Now, Paulie, do you think that's the right strategy against a guy like Berto?
Here's the thing. I think Porter's best asset is the fact that he pressures and he throws a lot of punches, and he keeps you both mentally and physically occupied every second of every round. But a guy like Berto, who's got a sharp counter uppercut and can punch a little bit, you want to be leery of that at times. But yeah, of course, having said that, wow, you know, Keith Thurman was a big puncher, and Porter attacked him and had a lot of success in that fight. So I think Porter's best asset is to pressure a lot. If he boxes, it may throw Berto off for a round or two, but I think your best bet is not to box Berto. I feel like Berto will be the better boxer.
Well, I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of what is transpiring early here, Al, with, you know, human demolition derby, the boxing version of bumper cars as they collide, and it's not always beautiful. It's sometimes brutal, but it can be effective.
Shawn Porter, former football player in the high school who started fighting at 165 because he's a football player. He's strong on the inside, and you saw him kind of pushing Berto around there.
And Berto comes from a family of fighters. His father, Giselle, competed in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. His brother Edson was a mixed martial artist. His sisters, I mean, it's
everybody fights in that family.
Athletes.
Yeah, you don't want to get caught in an alleyway against those guys.
No. And at the dinner table, do not reach for food without knowing it's okay.
Without using your proper etiquette.
A minute left in the opening round. When this fight was announced, it was expected that it would be action-packed, and to go, and Berto with a double jab that caught the attention of Porter.
And that right there is what I'm saying. Once Berto starts getting into a timing rhythm, I'm not sure Porter can outbox him. You know, but I do think Porter can really make Berto uncomfortable with a lot of pressure, as Porter tends to make a lot of other guys uncomfortable with that pressure.
And there was Berto taking a page out of his family's other playbook. There's wrestlers, there's mixed martial artists, and looking for a front guillotine there, Al. Not allowed in boxing.
I was just going to say that. Darn it.
Seconds counting down to the opening round, and that windmill right hand just missed for Porter as he attacks the body in the clinch. So a feeling out process, getting to know you round here in Brooklyn.
For Andre Berto, something that in the keys to victory we saw him do in round number one, stay off the ropes, and it helped him be effective. Two punches can get to Shawn Porter. One is the counter left hook, and Berto has a very good one. The other punch that Berto possesses is the uppercut, and we have seen that punch land against Shawn Porter. As for Shawn Porter, I believe he's got to use his jab to get on the inside and push the pace of this fight. It's a power jab. It's a very good punch. We did see him work the body very well at times in round number one, and we saw him wing a big overhand right at the end of the round. He wants to get that punch in.
The bell in round two. The Porter camp told us that what probably cost him the incredible fight against Keith Thurman was, well, Porter's defense. He admitted that they've been working on his defense in camp, moving out of the way after throwing punches, and they think it bode them well in this fight against Berto.
And it isn't that Porter fought bad defensively in that fight, but just could improve. You know, Berto normally throws about 10 punches less per round than Porter. They both threw fewer punches than they normally do, but Porter did throw more in round number one.
Porter changes levels, attacks the body before they clinch.
Oh, this is where Porter's effective. He doesn't accept any clinches. He will physically maul you. Al, you mentioned him being a former football player, also a former high school wrestler, so physically he can push you around and create space in there.
He's doing a great job working the body.
And Berto was starting to show some swelling on that right eye. And he got hit with a hook inside or a headbutt, who knows?
And maybe Berto was trying to motivate himself, but he did tell us he feels he's faster, stronger, more explosive than Porter. He said his experience is going to prove to be the difference in this fight. He also told us that while Porter is a pressure fighter, a lot of it isn't effective pressure, just a lot of mauling, as you alluded to, Paulie.
A moment ago, though, that nice right hand by Porter landed on the inside. It was a very good punch.
And Moro, you made a point with Berto talking about the explosiveness. A prime Andre Berto was very explosive. I just don't know at what point, how close he is to his prime here. Because Porter is explosive.
Referee's going to have his hands full, literally, telling both fighters to keep it clean. And now Porter has Berto on the ropes, creating enough distance where they're both throwing punches at close quarters.
And this is where Porter is effective. This is where Porter makes you uncomfortable. And it's not just physical, it's also mental.
But you can't discount the heart and the warrior spirit of Andre Berto. Final minute of just the second round. And already fistic fireworks here, as expected. Berto looking to hang on.
I don't know if he's going to hang on a whole
And he was complaining.
Yeah, he's looking to hang on because he wants to make the punches stop. That's the thing. They start raining on you. You start wanting to make them stop coming forward. He's cut. Wow, Porter's cut bad.
And there was a clash of heads, as Berto indicated.
Accidental butt.
And the referee has now made it official, accidental butt. Porter has been cut many times, including in his last fight against Keith Thurman under the left eye, but that is a nasty gash as we head into the home stretch of round 2.
Man, that's a bad one, man. I don't know, man. They might have to stop this thing. And that's also the risk about a Shawn Porter fight. You know, he's always coming in forward. A lot of times he leads with his head. You know, he's so aggressive.
And he does really at times approach it like he's still on the gridiron.
Yeah. Oh,
and Berto off balance, but he goes down.
5, 6, 7, 8. You good? It's right here.
Berto seems okay, but Porter responding like a warrior to the blood on his face.
And Berto tastes the canvas for the 8th time in his career, frustrated at the turn of events of that round.
And Berto shaking his head on the way back to the corner. Porter will bring that out of you.
Let me have it. B. You rob him. Stay focused. Listen to me. Hey, what you doing? It's going to be moments like that. The way you overcome it is by being that great right shot. Stay focused and blank. He's got a cut eye now. Understand? He's got to fight like that. So in the inside, don't raise your legs up. Keep
Talked about the
everything
overhand
angle
right for Shawn Porter, and here's where he gets low. Takes a left hook from Berto, but delivers his own right hand that bounces off the head of Berto and knocks him down. So we saw two elements there. We saw Berto landing the counter left hook, but then we saw Porter landing the right. And you get a look at that cut, which they did a pretty good job on in the corner.
This is round number 3, and things already heating up between Showtime Shawn Porter and Andre Berto. The carrot dangling in front of them, an opportunity to challenge Keith Thurman for the WBC's green belt.
In the last round, 20 of the landed punches, according to show stats by Porter, were to the body. He really went downstairs very effectively.
Of course, Berto had the green belt at one time, then suffered a first loss against Victor Ortiz in what was the fight of the year that year. Also a savage affair against Robert Guerrero. And what about when he ripped apart his right shoulder in the 4th round of that fight with Jesus Soto Caras and still went to the 12th? So again, you can say many things about Andre Berto, Paulie, and maybe the journey he took, but you cannot question his character and heart.
Oh, absolutely. Like you said, he comes from a family of fighters.
Oh.
You know, they come fighting out of the womb, and that's mental and physical. Of course, he's going to be mentally tested here in this fight because took another butt from Porter. This is what I was talking about earlier in the fight. You've made your millions. You've made a ton of money. You've had a great career if you're Andre Berto. You start to ask yourself when you're in a fight like this, do I really need this? I'm telling you, guys, it's a weird feeling, you know, because mentally this kind of fight, it puts you in places where you're not comfortable.
Fierce exchange. Berto trying to hang on.
Mark Nelson is faced with decisions every 5 seconds in this
right
fight.
hand by Porter backs Berto up.
Look at Porter. He will not accept the clinch. He will not accept the clinch.
It may not be textbook, but
Yes.
Porter shoe shine in the body of Berto. Berto trying to lean in.
Those are big body shots.
And yeah, Porter treating Berto's body like it's filled with candy along the ropes. A minute left in the third.
And whether they are or not, this is what I'm talking about with the mental pressure right here.
Right uppercut on the inside.
Berto can't get him
Berto
off.
came back with one.
Don't punch. I got
We've
you.
seen the blood of Shawn Porter
Step, you good?
with the guts
You
of
good?
both of
Okay.
these warriors, and we're just heading into the tail end of round 3 now.
Berto would love to land either one of those nice left hooks, or there he tries the uppercut. He needs to land something significant to keep Porter off him.
And I think Berto has to go back to the base and start off the jab again.
There's the uppercut.
Berto
He's
right
trying it.
uppercut on the inside. Oh, but there's
There's no
a
space.
rabbit punch by Berto.
There's also no space.
Don't rabbit punch.
Berto needs a little bit of space to throw that uppercut. He needs a little bit of space in general. He's got to use his jab more. You see it right here. He's out of distance. He's not using that jab. If you're being out jabbed by Porter, it's a bad sign.
9 minutes have elapsed. Keith Thurman, of course, watching with vested interest. After all, he's the man who unified the titles. The winner will be the mandatory challenger for Thurman's WBC belt. And Errol Spence, undefeated American southpaw, will travel across the pond next month to challenge Kell Brook in Brook's backyard of Sheffield. Many people, including you, Paulie, believe Spence could be the next big thing.
But take a look back at this past round where
And he's bleeding. Okay?
we saw the aggressiveness of Porter. Now, that's important. Look, he used the jab to get inside. Then he was able to throw this array of punches. Not everything landing, but the jab got him here where he could rip the hook, throw the body, and then here was Andre Berto with some frustration with a clear rabbit punch as Porter had his head away from the head of Berto, so there was no butt involved.
Round 4, and quickly, Paulie, why are you so high on Errol Spence?
Well, I think, you know, he's got the southpaw stance, great body puncher, solid timing fighter, fundamentally sound. I mean, there's not a lot to not like about Errol Spence. Explosive and fun to watch, great personality, you know, very marketable fighter.
Porter sticks the jab, and then they grapple, and Berto's frustration.
Come on, just box.
And the referee saying, come on, let's clean it up. But Berto's frustration written all over his face.
It's hard to referee a Shawn Porter fight, you know, and if you go into a fight with Shawn Porter, you can't expect the referee to really help you much.
Good 1-2 as Porter momentarily blinded Berto with the jab. Berto trying to attack the body and just pushing.
It's a misnomer, though, to think that Shawn Porter is just about roughhousing, because you look at him landing all these nice short punches to the body and the head. He's an effective fighter as well. He lands a lot of punches.
A lot of it, though, is at close range out.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I'm just saying it's not just about the roughhousing.
It's not, but a lot of the roughhousing creates the openings.
Yes,
absolutely. That's where he's at his most effective.
I agree. But look at those short counter punches when Berto's on the inside. I'm saying he can do it. And you're right. It's created because he gets on the inside like
Yeah,
this.
you know what it is, Al? You start to wanting to get out of there, and you don't know where to go. You're like, man, how do I get this guy off me? I can't even fight him off because he's smothering my own offense. You know, like, look, Berto wants the room for the uppercut here, but where is it?
Yeah.
Porter
Minute
just
and
takes
a
it away.
half left into the 4th round, and
Watch your head.
dirty boxing at its best. Well, you're seeing as Berto trying to fight off the ropes, clubbing right hands.
There was the uppercut by Berto.
Yeah, finally he was able to get that punch in.
Accidental head.
Another butt.
Accidental headbutt.
Another accidental butt.
And it's Porter that keeps getting cut.
And Berto wanted to get right back at him. He wanted to take the momentum from landing that uppercut.
Wow, he's cut over both
And
eyes.
the left eye of Shawn Porter beginning to swell badly, and again they threw caution to the wind before sticking to each other like Velcro. Final 60 of the 4th.
They're going to get some work in that corner now with that 2 cuts in Porter's eye, and they're both in a bad spot.
And they're both leaning forward, and even like the angles they're at here, they're just roughhousing.
They're leaning forward, but a lot of the headbutting comes from the Porter side. You know, for all the good things
The
Porter
right hand by
does,
Porter misses with a sweeping left hook.
Berto's cut too. Porter's got to be
Porter
careful.
trying to turn him.
Porter's got to be careful with that leaning inside.
Well, Berto has finally found a home for that uppercut in this round.
Accidental butts.
Mark Nelson, the referee, has had easier nights at the office, and yes, Berto cut due to an accidental butt.
Time. Doctor. No, doctor.
As the legendary Jim Ross would say, this is a bowling shoe ugly, Al. I know you worked with him.
Yes, that's a good line.
Final seconds of the fourth, and Porter attacking the body again. Berto leaning in. And we need to get through the fourth round to make it official. Due to all these cuts, due to the accidental butts, and we do.
Now you work it. Listen, the fight is easier than this, okay? Pour some water down there. The fight is easier than this, okay? Much easier if you box him now. He's wild and tired. Make it frontal, pinpoint, and sharp. Don't pop nothing, okay? And you will have this fight over. Get these rounds in the book. How are you feeling, champ? Keep winning these rounds. Keep winning these rounds. Keep winning these rounds for me, all right? I need more jabs and feints. Step around this man. I want you on the inside right there with him, okay? Your head should be on either side. Hold up. Head should be on either side. Boxing for me. Boxing for me. Don't cock your punches.
So all the headbutts
your
have been
heads, guys.
deemed accidental. We are in round 5. And while these two are going at it in a ring, this could very well be contested in a back alley the way things have transpired. Mauro Ranallo, Al Bernstein, Paulie Malignaggi at ringside for Andre Berto, Shawn Porter, welterweight title elimination bout.
You see how Berto just pushed off Berto in disgust? That was like, I'm disgusted with you push.
And I'll tell you,
no.
meanwhile, Porter was landing big body shots.
That's the thing, man.
Yeah, he's jeez.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
The jabs have been abandoned at close range, and Porter leaning in, but Berto again trying to fight him off.
I got you.
The Cutmen deserving bonuses tonight in this main event.
This, I'm going to go way back here. This is kind of like Carmen Basilio and Gene Fullmer fighting. That's what it really is.
Fulmer did have a rough
Yes,
in dirty style.
In technical.
Yeah, precisely. I mean, that's just what it feels like.
And the question then becomes, guys, is Porter putting the pedal to the metal and putting on the gas because of the cuts?
Well, and of course, we would go to the scorecards if they stop this fight because of the cuts on either fighter. So you want to win rounds, obviously. I would say Porter's likely ahead in this fight.
Yeah.
Kind of action you might find at a game reserve with all of this ramming and the bodies colliding with a minute 13 left in the fifth.
Berto trying to start being first here.
Yeah.
Trying to make a concerted effort.
Over the top with the right hand. Under a minute left now in the fifth frame. And you have to imagine. Well,
Hey, the plastic surgeons are going to have some work
Nelson.
tonight. I know the Crocky's boom, but the blood's in his eye.
Watch it. Track it.
wow.
I have a
Dr.
question.
Robert Wolofsky examining the cut.
Why are they always looking at Berto's cuts but not Porter's? With all due respect, Porter's cut over both eyes, so.
Well, Dr. Avery Brown has checked out Porter's cut, but you're right, Al, not at this time, but
Yeah,
in
but I mean,
between
not in the middle of rounds.
No.
Twice in the middle of rounds, Berto has been.
Oh, good counter right hand by Porter.
Be careful.
Man,
See the little spin move Porter made? That's all psychological warfare.
I have such respect for Shawn Porter's aggressiveness. I know it's rough. I know it doesn't always look pretty, but man,
Not
the
supposed to be
punches.
pretty, Al. If it's pretty, it's not Porter's
yeah,
fight.
you're right.
This is how he wins.
Yes.
Final 15 seconds of the 5th frame. And it's been a very close encounter of the welterweight kind here in Brooklyn.
We got this. We got this. B, listen to me one time. Box him in the middle. Don't load up nothing.
Much of the storyline in this fight now revolves around the cuts of various, of both of the fighters. And here we see on the inside, Porter's head banging against Andre Berto's, and that created the cut over the left eye of Andre Berto. In round 4, as Berto comes in, we're going to see an elbow.
Oh, that's a nice one.
From Shawn Porter that bounces off the left eye of Andre Berto. As the left hand was extended.
Like half jab, half hook, all elbow though.
So it's been rough in there. Not for the faint of heart.
Doctor wants to see you.
And the doctor would like to see you. Doctors are making house calls here with you.
It's going to become this is going to become a mental battle of attrition.
And they once again renew hostilities here in round number 6, scheduled for 12.
I'll tell you, credit to Porter, guys, because I'll tell you what, he's probably up in the fight. He's got 2 cuts over both eyes. He could easily say, I can't see, and win this fight on the cards. I mean, in my opinion. You know,
and it has been done before.
Yeah. So,
right, and a reminder, because of what Paul is saying, that, you know, if this fight were stopped due to those cuts, they would go to the scorecards.
And, of course,
let's bring in our unofficial Showtime Championship Boxing score, Steve Farhood.
Well, Mo, I don't think this has been a very difficult fight to score. You see, I have Porter up 49-45. The first round, very little happened. Berto landed the cleaner punches. Otherwise, it's been all Shawn Porter. And as you guys have pointed out, should this fight end now, I think it's pretty clear that he's ahead on all 3 cards.
And by the way, when I mentioned it was a very close encounter, I meant physically as much as anything else. I mean, it's incredible at how close.
But I'll tell you what, it might not be close in the cards, but Berto is still live in there, meaning he still intends to win. There's times in a fight where a fighter's still in there, but he's gotten the winning mentality beaten out of him. I don't see that Andre Berto. I see him still trying to win the fight. I see him still trying to look for shots. Looks for that counter shot.
Look for that counter left, uppercut, and then clipped him with the left.
Those are the 2 punches you have to throw against Shawn Porter. You've got to land the left, and you've got to land the uppercut. Those are important weapons.
A little bit more reactive this round is Berto on the timing shots.
And kudos to both cut men. We have Hal Chernoff and Showtime Shawn Porter's corner in. That was a slip. And Donald Eames in Berto's corner.
Right after Berto landed a very nice uppercut.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. He's starting to see the openings for the uppercut. He's starting to really hone in on it.
Oh, stiff jab by Porter's score.
And that's what Porter's got to do on his way in. He's got to continue to jab.
Yeah, double jab, misses with the right.
And throw off the timing. Throw off Berto's ability to time him. That jab will do that.
Final minute of the 6th.
There it is again.
We're seeing Andre Berto move more. That's not normally his stock in trade.
Berto absorbing the combination by Porter. Not all of those punches scoring, but still Porter looking to impose his presence on not only Berto, but the judges.
Yeah, you see here, Berto's got to be first on the jab.
Good pivot by Porter and works the body effectively along the ropes.
I got it.
It's a hard fight where timing is going to come into play because Porter's style is so physical and he rushes in on you. He's hard to time. So a lot of times for Berto, he might be better off being first with the jab, leading a little bit.
Porter comfortable and leading with that jab. There, sticks the jab again. Does a good job of avoiding the attack of Berto. So Porter closes out round 6 with another effective round as we head into the second half of this welterweight title elimination bout.
Andre Berto went to the canvas in the last round, not from a knockdown. Ironically, he had just thrown an uppercut and landed it. Look at that excellent uppercut, but got himself off balance and fell down, which was a bad break for him because he just landed a good punch, although Porter did not look like he was hurt by that uppercut. And some gamesmanship by Porter there, and we see it again. The uppercut landed, but Andre Berto had a few other balance issues during that round. In this case, hit the canvas.
Okay? You're doing good. Don't reach for him, okay? He's confused. He's one way. That's all he's been doing. One way. This fight is yours now, big. Right. Let me get to that. Excuse me. Come on.
Been a grueling affair as we enter round at number 7. The cuts have been well documented. And Paulie, with both Berto and Porter enjoying the inside fighting. What does it take to be an effective inside fighter?
Well, you know, you want to obviously be physical, but nice
good
counter
right by Berto.
You want to obviously be physical in there, but in terms of creating the openings, you know, a lot of it is it's up to your physical presence in there, your ability to step around and step inside. You're also using your arms to create the openings by shifting the arms of the other guy on the inside. There's a lot of things involved, and obviously being a good body puncher.
You know, Paulie made the point that Porter was using his jab effectively in the last round, borne out by the show stat numbers that say he landed 10 of 20 jabs in the last round, and previously he had been averaging 4 of 15. So in his 7 fights, so he is previous 7 fights. So he is using that punch effectively.
1 minute has elapsed in the 7th. Porter looking to shuffle, trying to discombobulate Berto, who gets blinded with the jab and gets stuck with another jab, right uppercut on the inside by Porter, who again peppers the body in the clinch.
And one more thing about that inside fighting, Marlon. No good inside fighter fights totally clean. When you're on the inside that much, you figure out ways to use your elbows, your headbutts, and all that good stuff.
Spoken like a true boxer.
What was it Jesse the Body Ventura said, if you're not cheating, you're not trying? A minute and a half left in the 7th.
That'd be like a pitcher complimenting hitters in baseball. You're not going to do it, are you?
Oh, Berto misses with the right uppercut as Porter targets the head with those sweeping shots. Berto.
This fight being fought more at long range at this moment.
Yep.
Yeah, at this moment at least, until Berto retreats to the ropes, which he hopes he won't. This has been a decent round for Berto.
Yeah, if he can consistently create some space, you know, he'll have room to leverage his shots. You know, Berto needs a little bit of space to get the leverage on those power shots.
Berto timing Porter as Porter leaned in and was caught with a right hand. There's the stiff jab again, delivered by Showtime Shawn Porter. Coming up on 30 seconds left in the 7th. Both exchanging body shots at close range. Oh, nice jab by Porter. And I think that's Berto's way of respecting it.
About the 6 or 7, he's fading, B. If he can do anything else, he'd be pressing. Look at the corner. Look at the corner. See how they're anxious? Just keep boxing. Run your lean, okay? When you're on the back foot, come under your legs and show him that quick flip jab, okay? Just flick it and step in, okay? He ain't seen the hook yet, but it's coming. You
Maintain your focus, all right? I don't want you leaning on the inside right there.
This is round number 8. Showtime, Shawn Porter in the blue, green, and yellow. Andre Berto in the black and white. And what a grueling affair it has been thus far, Al Bernstein.
Yeah, I think that last round was very important for Andre Berto. I think personally he probably won it. And other than round 1, it's probably the first round he's won in this fight. And I think very important because it may put him still in the hunt to even get a decision in this fight if he can really close strong. But he's got to win almost every round.
Good combination by Porter, backing Berto along the ropes. And Porter a buzzsaw to the body with the left hook, right uppercut on the inside.
And that's the thing about Porter's physical prowess. He'll force mistakes out of you. You'll be so busy dealing with
Berto trying to hang on, but cornered as Porter pummeling the body.
You see, you're trying to deal with the physical prowess of Porter. That, you know, you're not able to get yourself in proper position.
And punches. Porter teeing off on Andre Berto.
Berto giving a wink to us over here. He said he's got it under control. See if he can react to it.
A barrage of body shots. Making that investment is Shawn Porter here in round number 8. But Berto standing, swinging.
Berto seems relaxed in there, but he's being outworked, and that is the thing with the rounds. It's going to cost you the rounds.
33 years of age. A 2-time welterweight champion who's been in pitched battles with the likes of Robert Guerrero and Victor Ortiz.
Oh, good body shot by Berto there.
And the overhand right of Porter is landing now a lot. Shawn Porter's not a big puncher. He hasn't knocked out welterweights.
And Porter,
but he can throw a lot of punches and land a lot.
the casualty of the subjective scoring system of boxing. An argument could be made that Porter could be undefeated coming into this pivotal fight. Right uppercut on the inside by Berto.
Berto's trying to look for it. He's trying to create space for it. But Porter doesn't give you a lot of space in there.
In this round, look at the show stat numbers. Porter landing 34 of 69 power punches, and so many of those are clean body punches.
And Berto, who trains near San Francisco, Oakland, under Virgil Hunter, there was a power outage in the city. Well, he's having a power outage here in this round when it comes to the power punches. Although look at him now going to the body. Wow. Old school phone booth fight. Andre Berto, Showtime, Shawn Porter.
I barely remember a round when someone landed as many body punches as Porter is in this round. Amazing.
When Berto gets some distance, he's able to land some shots. There's the counter hook there, but you see Porter
Good
takes it right
footwork,
away.
good pivot by Porter.
Porter takes that space right away.
Okay, tell me about that round. Tell me why you did it, so I know. No, I said, why'd you go to the road?
Shawn Porter and Andre Berto, we won't look at this in slow motion. We'll look at it in real time to show you the amount of punches, the fact that they were going at it, and Porter, for the most part, getting the better of these exchanges, whipping body punches and headshots as well. But just the pressure of Shawn Porter, which we've talked about, pretty remarkable. And Berto wanted to try and counter it, just couldn't do it.
Berto rolling with a lot of that, partially blocking, but it's also it's mentally fatiguing because you feel like, yo, this guy's just not going to get off me.
Shawn, right here. Doctor wants to see you.
I hope the doctor's not billing him each time he sees him.
What round is we up there? I don't know. I haven't seen the call. I don't know. What corner are you in? I'm like, this one.
They have battled through 24 minutes of
Is that
grueling
all?
action. Yeah, here we are in round number 9. A testament to both of their conditioning as well, Paulie,
Yes.
because Porter anticipated that Berto would be fading in this portion of the fight as he gets caught with the left hand.
Yeah, absolutely.
And oh, the jab finding its target for Porter.
Everybody getting work tonight, the fighters.
Oh, and there goes Berto backpedaling.
Headbutt.
And Porter attacking with a reckless abandon.
Yeah, took a headbutt first.
They're calling it a knockdown because of the ropes.
You want to continue? Walk towards me. Walk over here. You want to continue? Come on. Here we go.
Hey, everybody getting workout tonight. The fighters, the ref, the doctors.
And Porter's jab. And Andre Berto's visage beginning to resemble what we've seen in prior contests, Al.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, this has been repeated. And he's showing the same gameness and toughness as in other fights, but he has been dominated right